Guys. So welcome to a DevOps demo or walkthrough of a course. The agenda for today's session is basically to get you through the course structure and get you through the importance of AI in DevOps and get you through the important use cases that are there in market, and just to build an awareness of what exactly and how much the AI is consuming the IT industry and how we can get this knowledge and we can apply to the job roles. That is one of the job roles in IT which is very popular, and these days it is trending a lot and the companies are showing a lot of interest with respect to DevOps. So all different questions and few more questions that we will be going through and we'll be discussing on it, and I'll be giving you as much of data possible so that we can think in a single direction way what is DevOps, and then we'll probably will have some small demo, a small practical example that will give you an idea the capabilities of AI that we can pair up with DevOps and how productivity can be increased with the help of AI, especially in DevOps world only. So DevOps is one of the role. Okay, it's not all inclusive role, but yeah, DevOps is one of the top level role in the IT industry that gathers all the fields and that provides an output to the market. Okay, all right. So I'll start with my screen sharing. I hope my screen is visible to all. If anyone is facing issue, they can probably put it in chat or maybe try rejoining the session. Okay, so first question, the basic question, what exactly a DevOps is? Okay, so probably it's a popular word, and definitely many of you might be aware of this word. So DevOps is basically a word that came from two different words, that is the Dev and Ops, and simply the extension is development operations. So development operations is basically related to each and every project that is there in the IT industry that involves development and deployment as well for any product, for any software, or for any kind of tool that we develop that we see right now in this world on your laptop. Probably the Teams is one of the product, probably the Facebook, Gmail, Instagram, Netflix, any software that you name it, like CRM tools like Zoho, Salesforce. All these softwares are being built by vast number of engineers and vast number of testers, development engineers, database administrator, infra engineers, and whatnot. So one typical team of people consists of a different roles, and each team has their own roles and responsibility. So at the end, every product has a approach and every product has a path where they need to build it, they need to ship it, and they need to allow customer to start using it. And later as well, they have to monitor it as well. Okay, so monitoring is also one important aspect that comes post deployment and post release of that product to the end user. So what exactly DevOps and how exactly is DevOps helping all those different teams? So as I mentioned, development operations could be any, like from one to two, maybe like up to 10, depending upon the complexity of the product. So that involves certain stages. Okay, and then every stage requires some kind of integration that we in a shorter word we call it continuous integration of a project with a different models that we develop from a different team, from a different perspective, from a different programming language, could be multiple databases and could be multiple cloud platforms. So integration at every stage with each and every module that function will have to be the topmost priority. So whenever 100 people are building a product, that means at the end those 100 modules going to be clubbed in one package, and that one single package needs to be released to the market. So that is continuous integration and continuous deployment. Again, one popular word in the market, that is CI/CD. It interchangeably used with DevOps. Like when we discuss about DevOps, and definitely we surely going to discuss about the CI/CD platform. Again, then one more aspect of DevOps is the infrastructure as a code. As we are in a time that where we have a lot complex infrastructure out there. Okay, just for an example of Netflix, if we can think, then Netflix serves around like 200 million plus users, and to cater these much of audience, we should have some very complex and very huge infrastructure, and that cannot be managed by one or two, or maybe I can say not by 100 people as well. So to make it more efficient and more readable and more manageable, then infrastructure code comes into the picture, that Terraform and then other platforms also are there that is being heavily used as part of the infrastructure. Again, that Terraform, it's IAC tool that come under the DevOps only. Again, then another way of doing the big project deployment is like microservices architecture, which is a popular one these days. So if you think about a development perspective, then developing a big one single big project is a one term that we used to do like maybe 6 to 10 years back. But these days microservices based deployments are very popular, and most of the companies now following the microservices based. Again, when we call it microservices, then it comes like one big project distributed and divided into hundreds of small applications that internally connect with each other, and that internally get things done. Okay, coming to another term that is very popular when it comes to DevOps, as it is one of the most important responsibility of a DevOps engineer, that is monitoring and observability. So as soon as we deploy an application, definitely that moment the monitoring starts. So whatever customers coming, whatever users coming to your application, are they getting enough bandwidth? Are they getting enough resources? Does our platform is working well when there is a spike of customers suddenly, and when there is a when there is no users coming to our platform, we should think about uh, decreasing the resources of the project. So analytics part then definitely comes when you start monitoring things, then you can come to certain conclusion. So monitoring and observability is one of the important aspect of DevOps as well. And again, the last one is the collaboration and communication. As DevOps, as I mentioned, it connects a lot of fields all together. Then, as a DevOps engineer, connecting with the different teams, communicating with them, and preparing some plans is definitely one of the core responsibilities of DevOps, to ensure that each and every team is aligned what a DevOps is doing, is aligned what the pipeline is doing, and is has to be aligned with monitoring data and generating data, so that each of the team can get the piece of the cake and understand what is the logs, what is the monitoring health statistics of a project. So these are core principles of DevOps that usually comes under responsibility, the major responsibility of DevOps when we are on some project, or when we are developing something for a project with a DevOps perspective. So again, in short, what exactly DevOps? It is just a connectivity that a person will come into the picture, and it maintains and creates a relation between different teams, that creates a uniform way to deploy things, stabilize the product, and make a good monitoring tools connectivity to the product, so that we can understand our product as much as possible. That's the core responsibility and principles of a DevOps. Now, why exactly DevOps is critical today? As I mentioned, just for a typical project, if you have 100 plus people, then just think about like how these 100 people will communicate and collaborate. And when they will start deploying something, then technically it will become a challenging thing for every one of them to prepare a documentation, prepare a release strategy, and at least to deploy their part of it. It's a challenging thing. As soon as the team grows even beyond 100, then it's just an imaginary number that you can think. So DevOps comes into picture when you need frequent deployments. Okay, these days products are very highly changing every single day, and just a good example will be your mobile phone application. If you're using iPhone or maybe an Android phone, you can go to the app information, then you can see how much number of versions that has been deployed. Any typical application, around like every month, minimum one application deployment and maximum n number of things. So the amount of features that you develop, accordingly you make deployment. So letting customer know there is a problem and we have a fix, and deploying it right then and there, it's very crucial task, because retaining the customer is very important. These days we don't have patience honestly. So if you think of any of the tool, let's say Microsoft Teams, or maybe let's say Outlook, and if you start facing a downtime when you are in company, then ideally you will first thing you'll do, like you will write a mail to the infra team and will suggest them to get a replacement, because if that is troubling your work, we don't have a patient to wait. So that is why frequent development, because problem will come to any tool. That's the usual thing. That not gonna be, at least for some years, that is going to be there. But making that, identifying that fix and making a deployment that will cater that fix, that is the important thing. And that's where the DevOps terminology comes into the picture. And that actually reduces, because DevOps is all about automating development operations. So how many important tasks you need to do for every day-to-day activity to deploy something, that can be easily automated with the tools and technology and terminology that we have under DevOps, and that you indirectly increases lot of productivity, and that increases very speed, the good speed for making it live to your customers. And these are just general high level of percentages that I got it from Google or that I search on online, but actually there are certain projects that have even more better you know percentages, like up to 92, and some companies have reached almost like 95 to 99% of productiveness when it comes to DevOps. So they have built a very like very highly intelligent DevOps pipeline that actually picks things in a second and then start deploying it. So that's an automation part. Like automation doesn't have a, what I can say, a goal or a target. It can be done at any amount and any scale. So as I mentioned, DevOps also does reduces manual interventions of a human. So as a human, that's highly possible. We can make mistakes. That is possible. But a DevOps pipeline definitely don't manage. Once you configure it for a certain job and that job is failing at anyhow, then DevOps pipeline or the DevOps activity will not let your deployment to go ahead. So that's a good thing. When you even forget about like some activities, or maybe just a random example, if you can say, if you join if you have a team and then someone has joined in the team, so probably it's not possible that new person can understand your platform in very easy manner. So that's a difficult task. So onboarding new people and guiding them and allowing them to come to our platform, learn the platform, and get started, it's a difficult task. It's highly not possible to get it done in 1 month or 2 months. In that situation, a CI/CD pipeline is helping us to make a better efficient pipeline, so that a new person can come and understand the pipeline first and then later make the changes accordingly, so that reduces failures. A lot of failures could be there. And also in development point of view, there is a lot of activities that we can do as part of our CI/CD pipeline, and that allows us to make very few failures, and that allows us to identify it in very early stage. And coming to another picture, the most important term for every IT company, that is reducing the cost. Okay, cost reduction is very crucial. So every company is going behind like how they can reduce the cost, how they can manually override the things manually, and at certain time, if they wanted to do it, they will automate it. So that automation will definitely bring less people work hours and less payment. So that's why automation can help to reduce a lot of cost. So there are a lot of competitive advantages out of that. These are the four major advantages. These are one of the four major advantages that companies are looking right now, to make it most frequent deployments, to faster time to the market, and then as much as low failures as possible. And definitely the cost reduction is, that is another one aspect that companies are continuously focusing on. Coming to the next point, that next slide, that is AI revolution in DevOps. So DevOps is nothing something new to us, and it's there for like more than 10 years, and it has evolving every year and in a very good pace. And again, then another field similarly growing in the industry, that is AI. So AI is basically helping a lot of activities to be done, and that those activities are helping in a lot of different manners. So for example, if I can say a simplest AI example that we have today is the curated list of news and curated list of alerts that we have right now. So if you just go to any typical news application, based on AI, they provide you the best information, whatever interest that you have. It's not like if you are in sitting in US and they probably give you the information related to some other country, which is not useful. These are the some techniques and tools they are implemented, and they're trying to give you the best valuable information that you can make most out of it. So again, like DevOps was definitely was rising from last 10 years, and similarly AI has also started rising with a even more speed than DevOps. And now the things are like these two fields are helping each other. Okay, because AI is also whatever the AI concept we have, but AI itself, it is a platform. It is a software with a different set of tools and technologies that is catering a different problem. And when you think about the capabilities of AI, then is there any possibility that the DevOps can utilize those skills, and then you can make your DevOps journey more smoother and easier? That's highly possible. That's where it comes into picture in these days, like any typical DevOps job role. And slowly, if you can see, we are getting some plugins and some extensions available and enabled for you And if you just look at any project, then slowly there are agentic AIs are coming into the picture. There are some AI tools coming into the picture which helping to actually decide better. So that is an AI revolution that is happening now, and slowly it is going to grow. Okay, because as I mentioned, there are some use cases I'll come to later, like how exactly that is being affected and what is the exact use case that you can probably think in your mind. So probably, as I mentioned, DevOps is all about like how better you can automate. Okay, so AI powered tools are definitely going to guide you for a better patterns, but for a better tools that will help you automate better. Okay, it's like when you are already performing like 95% out of 100, then AI going to you know resolve, and AI going to help you to build that gap to stretch your capabilities to at least to 99%. So it's not like AI is replacing humans. It's not yet possible these days. Like I think next 5 to 10 years, it's not possible at all. I don't know about future, but yeah, definitely today, if you have the AI, it's like you have your personalized assistants. Okay, and that assistant is available 24/7 to your all the question, and that assistant has the knowledge of like entire world. So for example, if I say any example of like a recent release of a Meta AI tool that actually supports like 100 billion plus parameters. So Meta has released it and it's available online that people can, but that's a different thing. That's a very big amount of AI models that they have released. But just an a simple person, if you think what is 100 billion parameters, so these are basically 100 billion keywords that model has trained. So it's a kind of a person. If you just think about a person when you are hiring, then probably you'll think of like whether that person is a graduate, postgraduate, or maybe a PhD person. Similar way, if you can think about the AI, then the model and the volume of the knowledge they have, that can be calculated based on the number of parameters that they have trained on. And recently Facebook has done it, like, and OpenAI has also, they have reached the target of like more than 100 billion parameters they have trained already, and that is available. Just go to Google, just make a chat GPT, and then just ask a question like how many parameters you have been trained on, then you will get the data out of it. So those all the knowledge and information that AI has, the your assistant, probably assistant will be a similar word, okay, to AI. Like your personalized assistant will helping and guiding you to make your decision intelligent. So that's the correct word, like making intelligent decision in working with while working as a DevOps, making an intelligent decision going to impact the entire infrastructure of your product or your company. Because DevOps is like automating everything, and when you think about automating, then it impacts lot of different fields. Then again, coming to the next part is predictive analytics. So that's a dream of an IT from a long time, like predicting things before it happens. Okay, so that's a big dream, and that's been there for a long time. Forecasting potential issues before they impact production. So the person who is successful in the IT industry is the person who has never went into the failures. Oh, the number of less amount of failures, the maximum success they have. Like if you just consider two cloud platform like Azure and AWS, if you look at their failure rates, then probably it's less than 1%. Like sometime their data center might get might not have the capability to serve the customer, so very rarely they face this issue. And sometime Google also, it's not like Google is a big company, so they are not always serving. They also had faced the downtime due to n number of issues. So amount of less downtime is probably going to cater more, attract more users to the platform. So predictive analytics is basically one of the very important use case that is being really popular. So just to predict based on the data that we have, like there could be a possibility in future, because as this is a machine, okay, at the end the product is a machine and running on the server. So based on the analysis and analytics that we have from a data of like more than a year or more than 5 years, then we can predict like after certain time how your server is going to perform. So that is a important part of AI that is helping us to predict the future of the your product, your service, based on the past and the data that you have generated from the past. Again, a similar use case which is really popular these days is what I can say, generative AI. Okay, so generating the AI code for you, and so that you can write it better and you can write it smartly. So it is usual process, like when you start writing some code, there are frequent repetitive things that often you need to write it, but yeah, there wasn't any option to automate that. But these days the generative AI, the smart code generation tools are really helping a lot each and every developer. Like I am experiencing this from last 1.5 year. The generative AI, my company has provided me set of tools that is helping me to repetitively just to make more efficient code in less time. So even writing 100 lines of code in 1 hour, it's one goal. But even if you think about 100 lines, then there must be some repetitive code. So if you can reduce that frequency, and if Gen AI is helping you to write that code, definitely, if I can do it in 30 minutes. So that is the smart code generation that is helping a lot with the help of AI. And again, coming to every products and every single product that has testing part, obviously, until we get it passed with QA and testing team, there is no release and deployments. And then when we talk about the QA and testing team, then again, that another word comes into my like manual intervention. Okay, there is a human sitting there and that is confirming that yeah, hi, it is working or it is not working. So again, we can automate that testing as well. And the last point, like these are high level impacts of what DevOps can utilize from AI and intelligent monitoring. As I mentioned, once you deploy it, the next moment you have to start monitoring it. So how it is behaving and how it is running. So that's a very crucial part, and we have to ensure our tool, our platform, our software is running well. Even if it is deployed in different region, we have to gather all the statistics in one single dashboard, and from there, a DevOps engineer will start monitoring it. Talking about market demand for AI DevOps skills has drastically increased. Like it is surprising that suddenly the demand of AI tools with respect to DevOps has increased a lot, just because again, as I mentioned, the product DevOps was already helping team to cut short the time and make the deployment faster. Adding the AI with it, even it has reached to the next level. Okay, and there are so many organizations now interested for their already hired DevOps engineer to upskill to AI, and if they are unable to do it, then definitely hiring a new persons who can leverage the AI technologies and can benefit the product and the company with the help of speed and productivity. So it is really on high demand. Like AI with DevOps is like it's booming right now. And salaries, definitely, if there are new skills, so definitely salary is going to impact, and you're going to get a good raise and you're going to get a good pay out of that job responsibility that you're going to get with respect to year. Because anyhow you are saving the money of company, and a company can invest some amount on you if you will try to make some savings of company. Like if you deliver the product in less time, if you deliver the product in as early as possible. Okay. And almost it's observation in among the latest news, like online also, and my company as well, and other companies as well. There is definitely a positive productivity gains for every single person who are using the AI for their personal goals. And not even just the technical person, I am talking about the managers, product owners, and also the business analyst, and also the all those non-technical persons which is involved in a project or in a technical background, and they are helping that project. Like for example, project manager is not someone who actually code in a DevOps or who actually do monitoring on cloud or who is writing any code, but they definitely manages a project end to end, and they can also benefit to understand with the help of AI. They are also able to understand much better insights of what their product is. And in certain use cases, I have seen that managers also coming to the platform, and they are diving into the code to understand, because they now have the AI is available to them, and now they can intelligently look into their product and get the status update. And this is one of the good future proof career, I would say. That's my opinion here, and that based on my experiences, what I have done, and based on my vision, like how I can see in the coming future this is
Vedant,
going to grow.
sorry to
Yes.
interrupt. Can we just repeat the AI part, please?
Okay, sorry. On this slide or the previous
The
one?
wherever you started AI.
Okay, here. Okay, so yeah, let me know if you are on the correct slide, the AI one. Yep. Okay, sorry. So I hope I'm audible, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for the confirmation. Okay, so I will repeat one more time the AI revolution in DevOps. So what exactly is happening with respect to AI, and especially in the DevOps team? So this agenda of this entire session is to understand DevOps and the part of DevOps inside AI. Okay, so there are certain impacts that has happened to DevOps, and I'll explain you one by one. And definitely, you guys can unmute yourself and you can ask the question right then and there if you think there is anything that you are not getting. So don't wait for me to take a pause, because I'm sharing the screen right now, so probably I can't see the chats parallelly. So just unmute yourself and go ahead. So you don't have to wait for me. Okay. So I was talking about a few of the impacts that has happened on DevOps with respect to AI. Okay. So first is the intelligent automation. Okay. And AI power tools are so many. Like few of the example that we are using already, that is ChatGPT, the Cloud AI, and then the Google Gemini. Okay. And also a lot of other different platforms are there, but these are the platforms that you are using as an end user with your Play Store, with your iPhone, with your any websites that you are using. But there are similar tools that is available from the similar vendors. Like ChatGPT is allowing us make some integration to your project. Okay, and that one use case of the project is the GitHub Copilot. Okay, that's I'm giving you an example of it. The GitHub Copilot is one tool that integrates with your code. Okay, so literally integrates and that can see and read your project. Okay, that is the deep integration that we have. And these are AI power tools. So what these tools will do is go into your code. Either it could be your DevOps architecture, platform documentation, or platform infrastructure code, or your service configurations, or your infrastructure configuration, anything that will go into the code, verify, check, and enables you to give some interactive interaction with the code that we have written in our project. Okay, so let's say there's a middleman came into the picture that we are saying is that the AI tool, and we are saying something to the AI tool, and AI tool will go into the project. It will entirely search for the project and give us the most detail that you are interested. Instead, the similar thing a person can do is like probably go into the files of like 100 plus files, check the project, and give make sure that what are those files are doing. That can be done manually, but as an engineer, it could take at least a week or like more than a week for a typical project. For a mid-scale to large-scale project, it will take at least 1 or 2 weeks to understand the project. But that you can do within couple of days with AI. Like you can get most of the reports and focus areas where the platform, the project is required us to put our attention. Also, you can align your roles and responsibilities and let UI decide like which are those files that you actually require to pay more attention. So that is intelligent automation with AI power tools. Then there is another term that is predictive analytics. So forecasting the things much before time and letting that change to be discussed and applied before time. That is that is a very a big thing for any product company or any software company, like predicting the future before it happens. And based on what? Based on the data that product has generated, based on the logs, based on the customer, what I can say, customer experiences, based on the feedbacks and comments, we can do some prediction on our software, because it's a tool, it's a software that we are working on as a DevOps, maybe a QA, or maybe as a software engineer. Then forecasting based on the current data is possible, and it is much possible with the help of AI as well. So what AI will do, AI can help a DevOps team to understand what has happened in last 3 months or 4 months, and they can provide a crystal clear report that what could be possibilities can happen in future. So that's a predictive analytics. So based on data only analytics, when it comes to the analytics can only be done with the help of the data. Okay, we need as much as data possible. Then the third one, that is more a smart code generation. Then we can generate some code with the help of AI and Gen AI that we call as these days. And there are a lot of tools, including the GitHub Copilot, as I mentioned earlier, that can do this job. Also, there are many tools like from AWS as well. AWS has its own service that is Code Whisperer. That Code Whisperer service help you to generate your code based on what you think. Okay, so you can provide some comment or provide some data to that tool, and that tool will listen, learn, and then implement the activities that you are interested in. Okay, and then the fourth part was automated testing. Again, AI driven test case generation is very revolutionary these days, because if you write an application, that test case is one of the important part for a developer. Okay, so it's like if you invest 2 days to develop a feature, then probably you will need another 4 days to write test cases. that can be optimized, that can be even made better, and that can be improvised with the help of AI. So instead of writing the entire test cases, you can prepare a skeleton and let the AI to generate the test cases for yourself. So this is again because test case is one of the important module of every CI/CD pipeline. Until unless there is 100% test case pass, probably any tool won't allow an application to be deployed. Coming to the next part is intelligent monitoring. So as soon as your product is live in the market, then the first thing that you will start doing is to start monitoring with the help of different tools. We're going to see a few of the tools in the next slides as well. So I'll give you more details about the name of the tools which is used for monitoring purpose. So monitoring comes into the picture, and monitoring can have a lot of lot of activities to do. Like alerting is one of the important activity of monitoring. So in case of anything happening out of the scope or out of capacity or out of happening which is not properly set, but things are going beyond what said, what were expected, then alerts probably help us to better justify what exactly happening, and you can simply understand before it actually reaches the threshold. Okay, just for just an example of it, like simple, if you have a server that has deployed some application and the server capacity is reaching to 80 to 90%, so you can generate some AI based alert, and that AI will take care of that alert. It will generate the alert, it will read the alert, and it will implement the activities what needs to be done when that alert goes off, like just extending the server as your user base has been spiked just now. And then you can suddenly tell your AI to, if there is an alert of such like threshold has reached, then probably you can extend your server. So this is a technical discussion, technical activity that can be automated from an engineer's perspective without even having that engineer on that moment. The AI can decide all by itself. Okay, and then anomaly detection is definitely is one good activity that probably at any point of time in your project, based on the logs, based on the data that you have, you can detect the anomaly and you can fix it in no time. Okay, so just to understand the anomaly, you will need a lot of data, and you have to summarize it, and that is a very time consuming job that AI can do in very short time. Okay, that is five things activities like that impacts DevOps a lot, and that is part of DevOps rules and responsibilities that helping a DevOps guy to perform his job in a company. Okay, as an engineer, DevOps engineer, these are the smart things that can be made better with the help of AI. Okay, so now moving to the next slide, like we have discussed about the market demand of AI DevOps and skills. It is huge because it is increasing, and with the AI, it is increasing, with a very good speed. Okay, that is there and that is available, and that is you can see the very top-notch companies like Netflix, Google, Amazon, Microsoft. All they are hiring people. All their tools now have the AI integrations available, and there is a huge demand of roles such as like DevOps engineer with AI is increasing, drastically increasing, because they companies like the cloud provider companies like AWS and Azure, they have integrated the AI tools into their infrastructure, and definitely there will be a need of engineer who can understand that and who can give this service, give this feature to the product company, sorry, the customers that they have. Okay, so like maybe the Azure is the cloud provider, but they have millions of customers spread across the globe, and if they are using Azure, then probably the next thing they will, once the Microsoft has released the AI with DevOps, then definitely they will need a DevOps engineer that can understand the AI and that they can transform their DevOps activities with respect to AI as well. So that is the demand. They like there's a supply of continuous technology related to AI, and every company will need someone to understand those and implement those activities. So there is a huge demand, and yeah, definitely supply is less now, and that is where with the job are high and the salaries are high. Okay, so let's discuss about one of the like use case of like how exactly Netflix is doing it with the AI. So the challenges with that Netflix is facing from a long time is basically they have like 200 million plus global users with complex microservice architecture, because Netflix is one of the topmost OTT platform out there. So they have one of the use case, like I'm just discussing one of the articles that is related with the Netflix. So they have the Chaos Monkey AI algorithms that predicts a service failure before they occur. Okay, so that is the interesting thing here. They predict and prevent the service failures before they occur. This is right there available in Netflix. So that is, there is one service that is Chaos Monkey, that is also developed by Netflix only. So Netflix use this service, use this package and library, that is Chaos Monkey, that makes some noise into the server and infrastructure, and actually it predicts like how the thing's going to fail, and that fixes before even it occurs. So that is seems like magical, yeah, but it is true and it is there, and they are using it actually. Netflix today using Chaos Monkey plus AI algorithm to predict it and prevent the service failure even before they can think of it is going to occur next week or next day or next month. So that is happening and it is there. That is the reason like we don't face any downtime with Netflix. So this is why the Netflix is always running in every single region of the globe. Okay, it's not like in a certain area it is good, like in Europe and US it is working good, but in Australian user it is not work. It's not the case. Like every single area and country, Netflix is performing with equal number of servers and equal number of potential serving that OTT platform, and there is no downtime. Okay, hardly could be, but that could be like less than 1%. And for that they have using some technologies like Chaos Monkey is one that I mentioned. So that it is the tool that Netflix only has developed. Then the Spinnaker, the usual, the product release deployment platform, and then some AI powered monitoring. Okay, so then they are using AI powered monitoring to observe their platform, how that is being performed, and then predictive analytics, as I mentioned. The more data that you have, then you can make assumptions, you can make the predictions, and you can actually stop some problems even before they happen. Again, the similar example of Google, then they have the Google enhanced code review. So yeah, Google is a big company, and just a rough estimation is like they have like 2 billion plus lines of code, and that is limited human reviewers. Okay, because it's about 2 billion lines of code that equally gives you around like roughly 6 to 7 lakhs of books. Okay, so if you just convert these lines into some printable material, that going to be at like 6 7 lakhs of books, and if you need someone to review those much of amount of books, then it's an infinite job. Okay, that's why Google has introduced AI enhanced code reviewers that actually review the code in less time, and that requires less human intervention, and that is increasing the productivity and decreasing the time to market. So they are able to review it very early, and they are getting this product and the features out to the market in very short time. Okay, and that they are using some TensorFlow. So TensorFlow is one of the product of AI related thing for from Google. Okay, they are using the machine learning models for code analysis and automating testing pipeline, as I mentioned. It is being highly used. Similar one is Amazon as well. So AI also helping Amazon to drive cost optimization. So cost is, yeah, definitely it's going to be one important thing, because AI in Amazon, it's a big tech company and it's like 40 billion annually to this infrastructure cost. Okay, then they have to maintain it. And if they want to maintain, if they can at least like for an investment of 40 billion, if they can also reduce a cost of half billion, it's a very big amount, and that they are using, they're highly integrating the AI technologies across their different platform to bring in the solution, smart solution, and to reduce the cost. Okay, because it's simple manner. If I say, if they have a data center here in like my nearest location is Mumbai, so in Mumbai they have a data center, and if the data center is not optimum used, okay, let's say if their data center is half used, then probably AI can utilize that detection, detect that, and then you can smartly make the decision to down something and up something depending upon the demand that is coming and going in and out from the AWS platform. So again, technologies used for AWS AI is Cost Explorer is one that is highly integrated with the AI. Maybe you can see an AWS platform Cost Explorer as a calculator or something where you can actually see some statistics, but behind the scene, it's a high level and very top-notch AI and machine learning models that are helping to come to that cost exploration so that the customer as well as AWS can save cost. Okay. So again, like similar tool of Microsoft as well. So Microsoft also heavily using AI to automate their CI/CD pipelines to make their CI/CD pipeline more efficient so that they can cater the customer. So here comes the challenge when Microsoft is doing it, then they are actually marketing this product to their millions of customers across the globe. Okay, so Microsoft is one cloud provider, and they have thousands and lakhs of people using their services. So it's like creating one job source for Microsoft that actually creating a job with all the clients they have. So that is how the market is growing for the DevOps. because companies are giving the products and innovation to the market. Accordingly, definitely, I'm sitting in Mumbai in India, then probably my company will be using Azure, and they probably need me to enhance the infrastructure with respect to AI. So that is like one and the dependent thing. When Microsoft doing something, then probably all the entire customers of Microsoft will be implementing that as well. And similarly, Uber, yes, it's the very good example. Uber, when it comes to technology, Uber definitely has already been shown that they have the best engineers and the best platform available in the market. And they are also detecting the incidents before it happens. Okay, we are all aware of the Uber platform, what they do, and they even make sure that the AI is helping them to even not getting them into any trouble, any kind of trouble. Okay, before even it happens, they predict it and they fix it. The problem was earlier they were able to predict it, and people used to think about it, but nowadays the AI is predicting, and also parallelly, if AI is capable, then AI is also fixing it then and there without even and taking any intervention. So that is the enhancement, and that is the system that someone has built. It is the human who has built, but yeah, just that AI is now driving it. So it's always the person comes into the picture who's going to build that. But the challenge is like who is going to run it? Then AI, someone is going to run that platform and going to fix that platform issues. Similar, like I've been like getting a lot of examples of, like I was trying to build some examples, and these are the high level examples. Spotify as well, like Spotify, we all know like how many users they have, and then again they have the release management problems in their company, and they have optimized this with the help of AI. Okay, and they're using some ML models, canary deployments, feature flags, and automated rollbacks for the deployment process, so that their users won't get affected when there is a deployment happening. They can always do it smoothly, and they can always make it better, so that there is no, hardly there is no downtime for any application. Even if there is happening something in Spotify and the deployment is in progress, you won't feel anything on your application. You will still be able to listen to the music as you were listening earlier. Okay, so you will never get an idea like what is being deployed or how it is happening. So this is how all the perfection and all the hard work that AI, the person who has built the AI technology into with the deep integration with Spotify release management. So that is all with the help of AI. We can make smoother releases and smoother deployments. Okay, now coming to the course part, what exactly we are going to learn, throughout this course. So this course has been divided into two phases. Okay, so as a DevOps and AI. So let's keep those words in a separate ball for now. So one is like DevOps and another is AI. So once you think about DevOps AI, then probably you think that these are the this is what the name of a single tool or something. It's not basically. So DevOps is definitely, it's not just a tool. It's definitely, it's a different, it's entirely a culture. Okay, it's not something like a tool or survey that you learn in the morning and start implementing next day. It's the entire culture where you understand, because DevOps activities will change every time you change a company or every time you change a product. So every product and every company has their own set of tools and own set of culture that is already there, and that is working with that company, that is helping that company to grow with respect to the product development and engineering. Okay, so DevOps is not a tool, it's a culture that includes a lot of different tools based on the requirement that the specific product has. So out of them, we are able to, we are listing couple of them. Okay, and just few of them which is important, which has the most and the largest market share of it. And out of that, we are listing and we are learning this. So for example, if you just look at the foundation part of the DevOps, then probably the first basic thing, the most basic thing that everyone should learn is the Linux. Okay, so because there is almost everything that is running on the Linux. So even if that is your Apple iPhone, or maybe the Android phone, or you can see your laptop or MacBook, everything is running behind the scene. There is a Linux machine that is running it. Okay, so Linux is very widely used across all the globe, and you may not even consider a lot of your tools in the home, like smart TV is also running with the Linux. Your smart machineries in your home automation things, that is also running on Linux. So Linux is very important thing to understand. Then we'll start with Linux. Then comes some other tools like Git, Docker, Kubernetes, CI/CD, and IAC platform. That is infrastructure as a code, and as well as the Jenkins. That is for the CI/CD platform. So first phase will be your building the foundation of your DevOps, and that includes some basic tools that is mandatory to learn DevOps. And it's not all the tools. Apart from that, there are a lot of tools, but these are the most widely used and most commonly used. You can find these tools in almost every single job. Okay, respective of what exactly that job and companies, but these are the basic keywords that you will definitely find in every other job. Now coming to the next phase of this is like once you have built a foundation, then probably those foundation can be paired again with the AI. So all these things that we have already learned with without AI, that we are going to learn with AI. Okay, so two things is that one is without AI, and then is another the use cases of it with the help of AI. Because AI integrations are different. So once you learn something, then every single technology has its own integration with AI, and that you have to make and that you have to enable, and then we can start implementing. We can benefit from the AI integration. We can learn exactly how it's going to help. Okay. And then comes to the project, that definitely everything that we learn, if you don't implement, and you won't get an exact idea how things are doing. So you will be learning and you will be getting a live project built right in front of you. And you also will be parallelly building it with me with a simple and easier step that will be easy to adjust and easy to for you guys to build it. Okay. So we're going to build a good project, and that project will be built by us together, and we're going to get more insights of what exactly how and where exactly we can apply the AI. So again, these are the more details about the fees one. I think you might have already got the details of the course from Sadia. So I'll just high level guide you through what we're going to learn is basically the Linux we are going to start. Then we're going to jump on the Git and GitHub, that are the code versioning platform that is required. And we are going to learn the AWS platform, and that platform where we are going to deploy this project. Then there is some configuration files that we're going to learn. And again, the Docker Kubernetes is the very important part of a DevOps journey. So it's the important technology that is available in the market and which is highly in demand. And then comes to the last product is the CI/CD and IAC, the infrastructure code and the CI/CD pipelines, that how it's built and how we can build a CI/CD pipeline. Phase two involves like the tools like GitHub Copilot, as I mentioned earlier. So GitHub Copilot is very efficient tool, and that is by Microsoft, and that you can integrate in your code. And we will see that how GitHub Copilot is helping you to productively write your CI/CD pipelines and identify your potential bugs and identify the potential area of improvements with the help of GitHub Copilot. Same goes with the AWS platform. As I mentioned, these are the tools from a different vendors. So like GitHub Copilot is from the Microsoft, then we have the Code Whisperer from the AWS itself. Apart from that, we have ChatGPT, Cloudy as well, where we want to see what are those important prompts that we need to learn as a DevOps engineer. So we can leverage, like we can get most out of the platform. Okay, so this is with respect to ChatGPT and Cloudy that we have. Then we have some internal terminal based tools as well. Okay, so the wrap and fix, these are the AI based terminals that will help us to better write better commands and make most output out from your terminal. And then in AI enhanced monitoring, that as I mentioned, monitoring something is really important. It's one of the major responsibilities of a DevOps guy to monitor the platform, monitor the product. And there are certain products available in the market which is highly used in any company. You will find these keywords: the CloudWatch, the Datadog, the Relic. Okay, these are these common products which is being highly used by companies. Okay, so we are going to learn one by one what are those platforms and how they are helping a monitoring system to be built and how that is being integrated. Along with, we are going to see the AI capability of integration. We are going to see how AI is helping these tools to perform better. And then coming to the learning methodologies, like we will try to make it as much as practical. We'll be less on the theory. Okay, we'll not be going much by theory, much by books, but we are going to see it live running there, and we are going to implement it as much as possible on the platform itself, and we are going to be specific to the theory as less as possible. And along with this, we are going to help we'll be each discussing here like some use cases for industry, some problems that is coming to the industry, and how we can resolve that. Some of them, like it is a huge industry, there could be thousands of problems. Out of that, we're going to study few of them, and we will see how those problems can be identified and fixed with the help of these AI tools. Then again, the capstone project is going to be a simple web application that we are going to use, or we are going to develop with the help of AI, and we are going to deploy it with the help of Kubernetes, Docker, and CI/CD platform. And then we are going to implement some AI optimization to better productively deploy this application. We're going to identify the potential areas, we're going to highlight those areas, we're going to fix it on the go with the AI, and we are going to help to create AI pod monitoring alerting system with the help of Datadog as well. Okay, so we are going to deploy the application as well as we're going to learn how we can connect that application with the help of AI, and we can get more curated report based on our application deployment. Okay. And then couple of documentation that will help us to cater our service, because documentation is good part and that we can automate with the help of AI as well. And coming to the career opportunity, these are the online data that I've found, like what are those salary ranges from the in US market, that what is the salary range for an DevOps engineer. So this is only the ranges, it's not fixed like this is supposed to be, but yeah, this is the high level data that I have got it from the online sources from different websites. And these are the high level range of salary that you can expect when you actually think about this job. Okay, it is in highly in demand, it's very high level. I have estimated, but actually figures can be different. But yeah, definitely this is a high demand job these days in the India market as well as US and Europe market as well, where we have a lot of companies and where we have a lot of products and startup companies are building their products. Target industries basically there are a lot of industries. Okay, out of that, as I mentioned, so there are technology providers companies like Google, Amazon, Microsoft. Then financial providers companies, there are so many e-commerce retail companies, health startups, and consulting firms and whatnot. You can just name it. Like DevOps is now part of each and every industry, because it's not something, it is a tech, it's not a technology or something, it is entire culture. Okay, so culture that brings in a lot of tools, expertise, and that is helping the company and their product to get it deployed smoother and get it deployed in very less time as much as possible, and we can make more deployments in short time. So this is a culture that every company wants to build, and there are so many companies that are already doing it. And so that is the reason why there are so many jobs in every single company. If you see, if you just go randomly on any websites and any company of your choice and just search the word DevOps, then you will highly 99% it's chance like you will find some job related to the, irrespective of experience, like could be a fresher, intermediate, or expert. But yeah, there are jobs available in every single company. And then coming to the career growth path, then probably based on what you are right now and what you are going to do in future, these are the years of experience and how and what type of job you can expect. So probably 1 or 2 years of person can be a junior, and then 3 to 5 is going to be senior or maybe a DevOps engineer. Then goes the 5 to 7 years, there is a senior DevOps engineer or could be a DevOps architect, and 7 plus year definitely a DevOps architect plus technical lead or manager. So these are high level roles that you can find, where based on the experience and based on the criteria that you can fit yourself. Okay, coming to other slides, what you will achieve basically at the end of program, what you can achieve out of this, like you'll get the complete command over like the most commonly used DevOps activities that requires you, like Linux, Git, Docker, Kubernetes, CI/CD, and infrastructure as a code. Then you will learn how you can use and benefit from AI. Okay, and that is something that you can put in your resume. Like you have the ability to integrate, you have the ability to implement, and you can get the most output from your git in AI tools that is integrated in your code, so that you can do. We are going to learn the GitHub Copilot, Code Whisperer, and some AI monitoring tools as well, so you will get the idea how you can integrate that and how you can prepare your monitoring report based on it. And also we are going to learn deeply about AWS, because there are certain services which is highly used with respect to AI, and we're going to learn that. Okay, and then we are going to make some projects that is going to be automated with the help of AI. Okay, we are going to build some workflows. Okay, based on the tools and technologies we're going to learn, we are going to prepare some workflows and processes that will communicate internally, and that will help us to draw a bigger picture of as a DevOps pipeline, I can say, and that will also include some release management as well. Okay, so these are what you will achieve. Like this is what you are expected when you complete this finish. Okay, so this is something that you can say, this is something that you can expect, that after this course has been done, then probably these are the skills that you can actually add in your resume. And after the course, you can, if you make continuous practice, then definitely could some other, because we are building a foundation, so that means like your base will be built here. On top of that, if you decide to learn something more, okay, like we are discussing about AWS here, and probably you can make your mind of discuss like learning Azure as well. That is also possible, because your base will be built and you know the technologies now, and plus or minus one or more tools that if you're interested, then you can easily go it, because you know the thing and you can decide better for yourself. So this is what the best foundation course I would say, where you can clear your concepts from scratch. Okay, you don't have to get any prerequisite for now. You can have a basic knowledge of everything, and we'll help you make that basic to